So you let me know. Before we go there, I want to do a little quick note. So my first period when we did this, once we started the practice, they started struggling with the graphing. So I want to do a little review of how to graph lines before we start, okay? Can you guys hear me okay? Because it's really loud because I have this thing. Okay, so here we go. Before we start this, let's do some mini notes. Mini notes. Graphing. Because we were doing fine with the piecewise functions, but they were struggling with the graphing lines. Because you haven't done that in a couple of years, probably, not since Algebra 1. Okay. So I just want to do a little refresher. Okay, so the way you graph lines is usually we want this form, which you'll start to remember as soon as I start to write it up there. It's called slope-intercept form. Okay. The B is the y-intercept. And we say B for begin. That's where you begin to graph a line. The M stands for, it's a slope. Okay. And that's how we move. So we begin with the y-intercept, but we move with the slope. Okay? The slope should always be a fraction. So the top number will tell you the up-down movement, and the bottom number will tell you the left-right movement. Always. These things are always true. Okay? And then you have two types of slopes. You have and think about, we've done increasing, decreasing now. So a positive slope is you're making money, and a negative slope is you're losing money, negative. So if the slope is positive, it should look like that. If the slope is negative, it should look like that. Let's make a little graph just so we can have one example on here. Let's say you had y equals 2x minus 1. Because we're going to be graphing these by hand. So we begin at -1. So on the y-axis, there's -1. I put a dot. That's what we mean by begin. That's where you start. The slope, you need a fraction. So this is not a fraction. So how do we make 2 into a fraction? 2 over 1. Okay. Now your fraction. It's a positive number. So before I even do this, I know it's going to look like that. It's going to make money because it's positive. So I'm going to go up to 1, 2. Now, should I go to the right one or to the left one if it needs to look like this? Right. To the right. That's how you decide if you go left or right. Okay. So I'm going to go to the right one. If you go down 2, then you go to the left one. Because it should look like this. And anyways, you just repeat that process. You just go up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. And there's your line. Or down 2 over 1, you have to. Just a quick refresher from Algebra 1. The only difference, if it was negative, you go the other way. You guys remember that? No? Coming back to you? Okay. That helped my other classes, so that little review. So now let's continue to piecewise functions, which I'm going to separate this video.